All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Educators Series, Plate to Educators Series. Get ready for a manufacturing month. And today we're going to have a presentation or a demonstration on how to make a virtual tour video using PowerPoint. So my name is Marilyn Barger. I'm the director of FLATE, the Florida Advanced Technological Education Center. It's part of the Florida Mates Network. And my colleague, Daniele Orozco-Cole, is the program manager for career and technical education. Okay, so we're doing this in partnership with the Florida Department of Education under a grant funder Perkins 5 for the state leadership. And I'm going to move right now, since we have just 30 minutes, to our demonstrator, Pete Sirac from Seal Dynamics, where he's the quality director for that facility. So Pete, I'm going to just turn it right over to you. Are you ready? I'll stop sharing and mute myself.
Okay, so I'm hoping you guys can see my PowerPoint here. I'm going to go over a few different items to make this quick and easy. A couple things. I think when you're starting to prepare your video, you should organize or take some pictures and some video that you're thinking that you want to showcase on your facility, and load them onto your computer or your shared network, and create a folder, a common place that you can have those all. So for example, I've got a bunch of videos in this particular folder that I can pull from. And that's just to help keep organized. So something as simple, I'm making the assumption that people know how to open a PowerPoint. And then something that I find easy when you're making additional slides is I just right click on one of the slides and hit duplicate slides. And that's an easy way to make duplicate or multiple slides with the exact same background. And we have our own company template that we use for such endeavors. Okay, so to explain how to insert an audio into your PowerPoint, under the Insert tab, there are these various groups, slide groups, image groups, illustrations, all the way down here, media. You can insert a pre-recorded audio that's stored somewhere on your shared network or on your PC, or you can create one right here from the PowerPoint. I had created one earlier.
Welcome to Seal Dynamics Virtual Tour.
So that might have sounded, the quality on that audio might have sounded a little poor, it wasn't the best. And that's because when I recorded that one, it was before I had a nice headset, and I wasn't necessarily close enough to the mic. There might have been some background. So something I recommend while you're doing your video or your audio for your PowerPoint presentation or your recording is to use a headset if you can, something or a nice mic that you can have closer to you. When recording an audio, when you hit the record button, I recommend pausing 1 or 2 seconds before you start to speak, because it might not start recording right away. So for example, this is a test audio for this PowerPoint presentation. And then I can play it back. This is a test audio for this PowerPoint presentation. So if I had just started speaking right after I hit the record button, it probably would have cut the first half or word off of my audio. So that's just something to think about. And then when that you click OK, it places it. You can put it anywhere on the screen here. And if you see when I actually play it.
Welcome to Seal Dynamics Virtual Tour.
It pops up there. Well, this is a test audio for this PowerPoint presentation. We can make that hide, and that's simple enough. When you have it selected, you go to Playback under the Playback tab, and there's this right here, Hide During Show. And you select that for the one that you have, for the animation that you have or the audio that you have selected. You hit the Hide During Show, and then when you
Welcome to Seal Dynamics Virtual.
That way it's hidden when you play the actual video, okay? So I'm gonna go on to my next slide. I already have an audio here for this one. This is a photo of our distribution warehouse up in New York. And it's real simple, inserting a photo. You can, right here under the Insert tab again, there's the images. You can do from this device or online pictures, but again, this is where you go to that folder that maybe you've created in the before you started this. You have all your pictures and your videos organized in there, and you can select the picture or video, and it'll open and insert in there, and then you can size it as you wish, like that. In this case, I have a much longer audio. When I did this audio, I created a script that I spoke off of. I'm going to go ahead and play this.
This is our warehouse in our New York distribution center. Although we ship some product out of our Tampa facility, the majority of Seal Dynamics product ships from the New York facility.
So, as you might have told or heard, the my speech was far more fluid rather than if you're just trying to wing it. If you have a script to read off, especially since if you don't have direct video, it'll sound much better that way. You can edit it, think about it ahead of time, and it'll be much smoother. So it went over insert picture along with the audio. And then the next thing I'm going to do is show you animations along with audio. So if you want a nice slide where you click through various, not click through various animations, but it moves through animations with associated audio, this is how you would do this. So for example, though, I'm going to show you what it looks like.
This is the first animation. This is the second animation. Of course, don't forget about the third animation.
Okay, so again, under the Insert tab, you can add various text blocks and various things like that. I think some people, you probably already know how to do that. You can edit those if you just double click on them. Sorry. Format auto shape brings you over here. You can do all kinds of fills, various things of that nature. But then once you have it, let me create that again. Come up here to the Animations tab, and you can select any one of these animations. I typically just do appear. And that will bring it into it creates it as one of the animations, and it threw it right down here. These are the three other ones I already had up there. So you insert all the audios that you want associated with each one, and then you can group them together. You can see how I can move them up and down over here. And you can see these two are grouped together, these two are grouped together, and these two are grouped together. And you can do all of this inside the Animations tab, Animation pane. That's what hides that. What's important here is that, so here's the text box. Notice how it's start after previous. Remember when we make this video, people that are watching it aren't going to be clicking through it like a normal PowerPoint slide presentation. It's just going to play as a video, right? So we want this to start automatically after the previous. Then on that audio, I have that set to start with previous. So when that text box comes up, it automatically plays that audio associated with it. And so on with each one. Start after previous, start with previous. And that's how you get that effect. Let me show that to you one more time here.
This is the first animation. This is the second animation. Of course, don't forget about the third animation.
Okay, so we went through inserting pictures, doing animations with, say, text box and audios at the same time. And then lastly, I want to go over how to insert a video and how you can bookmark that video and put audio associated with that video. Now, a lot of us have cell phones too that do a great deal of stuff with video. And so if you have a cell phone that has really good video capabilities, I recommend doing that and just editing that video. And if you want to just throw that directly in, that's really simple too, and I've done that. So the way you insert a video is very much the same way. You can do video, online video, or video on my PC. In this case, I already have one recorded on my laptop. So this is a video of our CMM operating. So it automatically, it threw it up there in the animation pane, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit play. Stop it. Now, down here, when I click on it, this play bar comes up, and you can set bookmarks in there. So while I have the video selected, you can see it's selected because it's got those dots around the corners and on the side. I hit play to make sure that when the animation occurs, it's going to play. If I come back to this playback tab, when you select audios or videos or pictures inside of your PowerPoint, additional tabs will pop up. You see, while it's not selected, there's no playback there, but as soon as I select it, I get video format and playback. So under the playback, I can come down here and set bookmarks. So let's say I want the first audio to occur right at this point. So while this is here, I say add bookmark. And I could come a little further and I can add another bookmark. I can do that a few times. All right. Now I want to add an audio. Recall, we insert, record audio. I'm going to do bookmark 1. This is a test audio for the first bookmark. This is a test audio for the first bookmark. Okay, so again, while this is selected, I'm going to come over to animations under the animation tab, and it's play. This is a test audio for the first bookmark. Now here's the trick here. Under the animation pane, we want to set that audio to bookmark, and I'm going to say bookmark 1. So if I were to play this, let's see, that first bookmark is right around, let's move it a bit if I can. Oh, we're stuck at 6 seconds. Okay. You can see it coming up. My audio should play then. This is a test audio for the first bookmark. So sometimes I found that when I'm doing a video like that, you can go around, take your videos, and then come back later and add little audios at specific bookmarks. And that's pretty simple to do. And I found that to be very easy and a way to organize those videos after you take them too. It's almost like post-editing kind of stuff. And it's nice that you can do it all right inside of PowerPoint without a bunch of editing, high-speed editing software and so forth. All right, so ultimately, what you want to do then is when you have all your slides together, you check everything out, maybe play it. There's a couple other items you have to be able to do here. I'm going to show you. Under all these tabs here, there's this one called transitions. And if you click on the transitions and you come over to here, normally it's going to be on mouse click. But again, this is a video. It's not going to be a presentation where people watching are going to be clicking on a mouse through your presentation. They're just going to see a video. So you're going to uncheck the mouse click and you're going to check after. And then I added in like a 1-second delay. You can play with that for your audio and make sure apply to all. So it's going to apply that transition to all the slides. All right. That's important that you do that step, or the video won't flow like you think it's going to flow. Okay. Once you've got it all together, you can hit play. You come over to File, Save As, and then you give it your name, and under where you select the file type, you come down to MPEG. And then you hit save. So I've already got one that's made. So I'm gonna go, let me do a different name. I'm gonna do _1 here. Notice right here, down at the bottom, there's this bar that says it's creating your virtual tour, right? So that might take a little while depending on the size of your presentation. Don't exit out of the PowerPoint presentation until this is done. All right, that's really important. I think if you try, it might give you a little warning like, hey, you're about to cancel this this creation or video creation. All right, but again, that has to do with how big your file is. So that's it. We went over inserting pictures, inserting audio, and inserting video, and how to tie audio to animations as well, and tie audio to bookmarks in video. I hope this is helpful.
Thank you, Pete. I have a question myself. I just had an idea that this could be a great thing for educators to make a little video of their lab facilities, where they could showcase either students who are working or showcase the equipment and talk about it a little bit, to do a tour of their manufacturing lab, for example. I think that could be
Absolutely
an opportunity for them. So we'll have to think about sharing that with some of our educator friends.
Yeah, I hope I was a little more fluid this time, a little more organized for you.
Yeah. So can you stop sharing your screen?
Oh, I'm sorry.
A couple other slides. Are there, does anyone have any other questions? I don't see any more in the chat box. So we have a little kind of a summary for, oh, I have to share my screen too. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Find it again. Get away from me. So thanks again, Pete, for that great demonstration. Please remember this will be recorded, so you can go back and listen to some of those fine points about adding audio and to your PowerPoints and mixing it up with the animations and bookmarks. So we do have on this slide a couple of tips for making your video tour, if it's of your lab facility, if you're in school or at a manufacturing site. It's always good to start with an outline of what you want to cover, so you can be fluid. Pete pointed this out by developing a script when you had something longer to say, that maybe on a specific piece of equipment or particular operations. Might be good to write that down so you can make it nice and smooth. Always need to start with some opening remarks with the name of the facility, the location, the kinds of products, and maybe the number of employees. Thinking about these being for student tours, these would be important information to help the students kind of get a feeling for the kind of company that they're seeing. And one idea is just to kind of do a walkthrough of part of your facility or one of the production lines, stopping at a couple of spots to take some videos. You might interview a employee at those places, ask what he or she is doing at that particular piece of equipment, and build what I would call a story about how things are made in your facility, doing separate videos right out on the floor. Pete did it with pictures, but you could also embed the short video clips or interview clips. Close it out with some summary remarks. What was interesting about your facility? Why you like what you do? Teachers and students really love to hear why and how people got to where they are, and gives them the opportunity to think about ways that they can build their own careers. And lastly, just really think about your audience. If you're doing this for school students, for K-12, or sorry, I should say middle school and high school, secondary students, remember they don't know the vocabulary of your industry. So don't use acronyms. Make sure it's in a language level that they can understand, and make your comments relevant to their world. So if you make a part or that doesn't look like anything, relate it to something that it is used in, or something similar that they may actually use. It's a part in, our favorite one is, it's a part in the Mars rover, etc. Just so they can bring it home to something that they can relate to. And lastly, we have just a couple links for you that will be in this in the PowerPoint slides, that I guess will be posted along with this video recording. There are some directions right in on the Microsoft help links that captures these instructions also. So we added those here. There's a direct link to Pete's final video tour if you're interested in watching that. And lastly, there's a link to the resources that you can find on the Flake page to get ready for manufacturing month, some lesson plans, um, links to other resources as well. And it's the wrong way. And there are recordings of 2 other webinars we did earlier. These 2 are now in the past, but the recordings are posted. And there's lots of these events and other virtual tours posted on the Manufacturing Month Hub, Florida's Manufacturing Hub. And you can find it at this site. I don't see the link, but I think this is an active graphic that you can link to. There's recorded tours that are now available on demand, and I believe there's a couple live tours still coming up this first week of November as well, if you were interested in seeing some of those from around the state. And with that, I'll say thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you again sometime soon.